Now for business updates across the globe, Rotus Oddiri joins us. Good morning, Rotus.
Good morning, Doctor. Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Rufai. Good morning to all our viewers. Yeah, let's jump in. Electric.
Yes, the Black.
Yes, you know now, Will Smith is one of my favorite actors when he's not slapping people at the Oscars.
Don't go there.
Let's start with the electric vehicle showdown between Europe and China. It continues to heat up. Of course, with the German trade minister, I think, visiting Beijing, he came out saying that essentially they do not, because the talk now is about tariffs. Is Europe going to impose tariffs on imported electric vehicles coming in from China? Is there going to be a retaliation from China? Is it going to be, Trump versus China all over again with those tariffs that we saw that impacted businesses? Those are taxes that you're imposing on items coming into your nation. Now, Germany doesn't want to do it, and the numbers will tell you why. Here's Mr. Wissen, who is the trade minister, I believe, for Germany. So he says, German transport minister, he says, in principle, I don't think much of erecting market barriers, which are tariffs. Today, cars are sealed off. Tomorrow is chemical products, and each individual step in itself makes the world poorer. We have to make sure that we produce our electric vehicles competitively for Germany and for the world market. So Germany doesn't want to do that. You know why? Take a look at these numbers, right? So Europe has a massive trade deficit for goods with China to the tune of almost $400 billion for 2022, meaning that they import way more than they export to China. Look at BMW imports into China for 2022. As far as the M series, which is my favorite variant, well, I can't afford one. There are 2,270 of them, 7 Series, the high-end SUVs, and the rest. So as far as BMW is concerned, China is a very, very important market. You look at Mercedes, and we're talking of the elite S-Class model. That's the one Doctor drives, right? Only a few people are able to get this.
But that's factually incorrect, Rotus. That's factually incorrect.
Doctor,
don't say that.
All right, so 36,600.
Doctor, you don't drive that
He's smiling. Look at you. See, he's not saying anything.
Let's continue with the analysis.
Let's go back to the analysis.
Doctor now. I think Doctor really drives that car.
36,613 from China. Look at the rest of the nation. I mean, China is a very important market for Mercedes. So that is the reason why they don't want to go into it. If you look, there was an expo recently, the Beijing expo, where China was putting on display the electric vehicles, right? What is the impact of China flooding the global markets with electric vehicles? I think it may not be such a bad thing, right? If we want electric vehicles to proliferate across the world, we actually want cheaper brands, right? And you also want a second-hand market, because right now everything is brand new. So while it may not be good for Europe, which makes really quality vehicles, not to downplay the China brands, look at smartphones, right? I mean, there are the high-end models of smartphones, and then you've got other models that have allowed smartphone penetration to go across the world. So, in effect, it may be a good thing for the rest of the world as far as getting more electric vehicles out there. We go to Africa now. Real quick, Ghana didn't change their monetary policy rates, left it at 30% as of yesterday. I think they hiked it by 500 basis points back in July, so nothing still moved there. We get to Nigeria quickly. This is a stunning, I thought this was a publicity stunt, but apparently it's real. So here, this is a tweet from an individual. Someone gave their honest review about a product that they consumed. The manufacturers got her arrested. Right? So if you take a look at the Facebook post, this lady posted a tin tomato brand and said it had too much sugar in it, right? Next thing you know, the company now puts out a statement and look at it. So, official statement in response to a Facebook publication on their tomato brand. In there, they said, well, normally we would ignore it, but this is a malicious attack, this and that. I actually thought it was a publicity stunt, but it wasn't. The FCCP, Mr. Babatunde Irukera, actually put this out saying this has come to our attention and we are engaged. I saw a statement and deepening learning of the circumstances right now. We have a team seeking to clarify the arrest and detention status of the subject and activating regulatory process to secure an explanation from the company. He then gave an update. The operatives have confirmed the arrest and transfer of the case to Abuja by the police force. She was no longer at the station on arrival, working to determine the exact current location and engaging the force HQ in Abuja. A summons has been issued to the company in question. And then someone put out a tweet that I thought was very pertinent. At the bottom there, it says, worthy of note is how the citizens themselves, Nigerians, use the police as a tool of oppression. And then he then replies saying, this for me is the key learning. We are abusive and excessive towards each other. The people in government and police are picked from the pool of all. I don't know, do you remember when Sterling Bank in 2018 had that, those multiple logos of different banks where they were going after them? I mean, they had this young PR team that was very provocative and
Yes.
going after the competition that got people talking and so on. And then they had to issue an apology. Nigerian brands, I don't know, it seems like they are incredibly sensitive.
Very conservative.
They very conservative. It's not like what you have in the overseas with Coca-Cola and
No, very
and Pepsi going after each other, or Burger
Very
King and McDonald's.
Yeah.
So it's you know, it's troubling, and we don't know where the lady is. I've asked Mr. Rukola to come on the Global Business Report. He couldn't make it today. Hopefully, we'll have him tomorrow. It's incredibly disturbing. And the police.
Wherever that lady is, I think the police should get her out. In fact, you see, but Rose, what do you expect in a country that went through military rule for a very long time and people were stifled from talking? So it's even the problem too in Nigerian media. We've been taught not to talk. Very conservative, you know. So when people are bringing a breath of fresh air, because what are you saying?
Yeah.
Well, you're taught not to talk. Shut up. You get. So I just hope the lady is released. She's done nothing wrong. If the brand is sensible, if somebody gives you a feedback, you should have taken it in good stead. I mean, people become billionaires from writing reviews for products abroad.
Right.
Yes, it's an ecosystem. They become billionaires. So it's only in Nigeria that you write a review of a product that you use your own money to buy.
Exactly.
And
She bought it with her own money. Thanks for that point.
And people are saying all sorts. But as regards the car wars,
Yeah, the EV wars.
Rotus, it's just like the space wars again in the 60s between the America and the Soviet Union.
yeah.
Thucydides wrote a book about the Peloponnesian Wars, and there's something called the Thucydides trap. China and Europe are fighting for world supremacy. Who's got the best technology?
Yeah.
You remember the kitchen debates?
Yep.
Nixon, I've got this. I'm better. Soviet is better than this.
Yeah.
America is better than this. Soviet is better. That's what it is. So they want to gain the market with quick and the best technology. Look at what happened yesterday. That's why when Huawei launched their Mate 60 Pro, they were mute about the technology on it because they know what is going on.
All right, so we have very limited time, unfortunately. Very shortly, very quickly, sorry. One thing is that Nissan has said that they're going to be producing only EV cars from 2030. So that is part of the move. So just talking about BMW, some car makers are already ahead and saying that we're going to that. And Nissan has shown their commitment. They produce their own battery in the UK, and that goes against the UK's announcement recently. But I mean, so I wanted to talk about Erisco, but I'll move on.
The big issue about electric vehicles is that China at the moment dominates the market, 60% of global battery production. And the fear, as expressed earlier in the month by Ursula von der Leyen, was that, look, the whole of Europe will be flooded by Chinese electric vehicles, creating a problem with regard to competition.
Yes.
The outcome of this conversation is likely to be a trade war between China and Europe. And what the Europeans are saying is that they want to check state subsidies that Chinese imports enjoy. However, opinion is divided in Germany. While the transport minister is saying he doesn't support the idea of investigating China imports, the Minister of the Economy says, no, the EU is taking a good policy. French ministers are also saying, check the Chinese, stop the imports from China. So what you see here is about competition. It's about a likely trade war. It's about protectionism, isolationism in trade. So, but at the end of it, it's about interest, national interest.
Yeah.
What benefits one country
over another
and does not benefit the other. Thank you, Rotus.
Thank you.